right. All right, guys, as usual, I got a nice lineup for you. I can't wait. Can't wait to start talking and let you guys know what's happening. The other thing is I'm trying to do the live a little bit later, but uh it's well a little bit earlier. Man, a lot of stuff happened. A lot of stuff happened. All right. All right. All right, let's get it started. Let's get it started. First of all, let's give an applause. Where's my applause button? Bam. Let's give an applause. Let's give an applause. Let's give an applause. All right, guys, if you're here, I appreciate you as usual, per usual. You know what it is. All right, let me get things ready. And after that, we gonna get it cracking. We gonna get it cracking. All right. So first, we're gonna talk about AI. We are gonna talk about AI. All right. You ready? Let's share the screen. Let's share the screen. All the links description. All the links are in the description. All the links are in the description. Bam. You ready? You ready? Yay! Yay! Hopefully you can hear me. All is good. All is good. All right, all right, all right. Let's start. Let's start. Let's start. Let's start. All right. So right in front of me, AI spending will top more than 330 billion in 2025. Amazing, amazing. Who are the people who are or the companies that's spending so much? Behind me, you don't see it. Apple and Tesla. Tesla is at 5 billion. Apple's at 10.7 billion, and then you can see Meta, and then all the other ones, right? So just wanted to mention that. Just wanted to mention that. Without further ado, let's start this big, beautiful footage.
26. And by 2030, it could take about $2 trillion a year to support the infrastructure being built today. That's more than Amazon, Apple, Microsoft.
Wait a minute, guys. Are you noticing something? Yo, there's no fuzzy. There is no fuzzy. Okay, why am I talking about AI? Now that I didn't give it applause for that. Woo! The video's probably gonna get fuzzy as we go along, but it is what it is. Listen, why am I talking about AI? AI is crucial for t-shirt people, right? I personally use the AI whenever I want to do something, and it's gonna be time consuming. I let AI know the description of what I want it to do, and it gets it done. It gets it done. So, knowing about AI is important. Let's go.
Meta, Nvidia, and Google's parent company Alphabet made combined in revenue in 2024.
It's the start of trillions being spent in this build out of the fourth industrial revolution. Big tech right now is doing the equivalent of building Vegas in the 1950s, where there was just sand. Dubai 30 years ago. That's what's happening with this AI infrastructure build out. From the chips to the data centers to the grid, you're really building out the future economy for consumers and enterprises.
But some investors are worried where this is headed.
The concerns about AI spending here harken back to the dot-com bubble in the late 90s. The parallel is that it's money going into somewhat unproven technology and wondering if you end up with just wasted money.
At the same time, this explosion of AI spending may be masking other weaknesses in the economy. A September 2020
one reason why this is being charted, why they're looking into the spending is AI actually delivering? Most of these AI companies, basically AI right now is like the .com boom, I think they call it. And there's so much happening with AI that's innovative, from like they said, the chips, the data centers, but most importantly, the fact that AI is going to help a lot of these computers, a lot of these robots that will be helping us in day-to-day activities or things, right? You have, if you go to a website now, you have AI chatbots that can talk to you. Also, you never know, this might go even further, where now you have robots with AI capabilities that's in Amazon or any places, getting information and being able to think on, you know, on command on what to do and be able to, do things. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. I'm getting ahead of myself. So let me calm down. Let me calm down. I'm calm down. I'm calm. I'm calm. I'm calm. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm calm. I'm calm. All right. So let's get back to it.
25 Deutsche Bank analysis argued that without AI-driven investment, the U.S. might already be in a recession.
GDP is being driven by all this investment. Earnings growth is being driven by all this investment. Yeah, it's pretty unbalanced right now, and that does create a vulnerability to an investment bust.
Still, others see AI as the next productivity boom and potentially America's best shot at growth.
Will there be bumps along the road? Yeah, but I don't fear that this is too big to fail, given it's propped up by tech. Trillion on the balance sheet, generating another 300 to 400 billion in cash a year.
So is AI infrastructure spending masking a weak economy? And what happens if that spending slows?
All right, this is the part I love. So AI is being innovative. AI is doing so much, and it's revolutionary, revolutionary. But what they're about to talk about is the fact that a lot of these AI companies they're getting paid. They're getting paid. It's a good thing. The more innovative they can be, the more technology they can roll out. But to roll out these technology, you need funds, you need money, you need moolah, moolah, baby, which means you gotta get it from the banks. However, if you're a company that's not pushing out and you're doing great, right, and your business tanks, the money that's borrowed, and it's billions that's being borrowed for AI technology and research and developments and stuff, you'll see what happens.
AI spending is powering corporate growth, stock market gains, and parts of the GDP. The biggest names in tech are riding a wave of AI-driven optimism.
There's going to be more spent in the next 2 years than the last 10 years combined in tech. 2 to 3 trillion. You're only in the second inning.
Damn, man, 2 to 3 trillion? Golly, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, but it's got to get done. AI needs to be at a point where it could do marvels. Man.
Of a 9-inning game.
Unlike the dot-com boom, where companies had little revenue, many of today's AI giants are bringing in a lot of cash. But some experts are worried
There it is right there. You see it, the dot-com boom. The dot-com boom.
may not be enough to sustain the elevated level of spending. Some companies are turning
Now this is the AI boom.
to the bond market to finance the infrastructure expansion by issuing debt that they plan to pay back later. That means if profits fall or the technology doesn't deliver, companies could be left with loans they can't repay. The consequences wouldn't just hit the stock market, they could also hit the overall economy.
Consumer spending, corporate spending, it all depends on how people are feeling. If people are feeling positive about the future, if CEOs are feeling good about growth prospects, if CEOs look at business conditions, they're going to keep spending because the money's there. If interest rates stay low, they're going to keep spending because money's plentiful and it's easy to get. If any of those conditions should start to deteriorate, specifically inflation. If inflation starts to spike, it will change consumer attitudes. If the labor market gets worse, it will change consumer attitudes, it will change business attitudes. So all of these things have to kind of keep working in concert together to be able to continue this cycle or super cycle of AI spending. Should one of them fall out of place significantly, it could change the dynamics of everything and cause problems.
But not everyone sees this as fragile. Some think AI is simply the future of innovation.
The reality is it's an arms.
So with all this boom and doom, is AI good? Do we need AI? Should AI have all this money at its... I don't know. But I do know if we are to innovate, AI is definitely needed, right? But the way it's implemented should be more to help the public and to aid the public, right?
Trace U.S. versus China, and they don't have time to slow down because China is accelerating as well. And I think that's bullish in terms of the CapEx cycle that I really view as an AI super cycle.
Experts call the spending surge we're seeing a CapEx supercycle. This is when companies keep pouring money into building out the infrastructure for this new technology.
When we talk about super cycles, we think about an accelerated pace of something. We talk about sort of a peak, things that we have seen in the past when huge changes come about in industry.
This is the biggest tech spending trend we've seen in the last 40, 50 years. There's a view that it typically ends a CapEx cycle after 2 to 3 years. The super cycle means that this could go on not just 2 or 3 years, 5, 7, 10 years. That's why by definition it's really an AI tech super cycle.
To sustain this level of spending, companies need a few things: favorable borrowing conditions, strong profits to self-fund expansion without relying entirely on debt, and confident investors so they can keep supporting high valuations and remain willing to fund long-term bets in the space.
I'm going to tell you right now, listen, if AI is going to be innovative, the second part, it's going to be hard. Look, if we are to grow as AI is growing, right? Because more and more is expected, one is delivered, and then it's like, okay, well, you can do that. What's next? AI needs to be funded. It needs to be funded, right? Self-funding. Most of AI is going to be used for research purposes. A lot of AI is going to be used for, for the public, to help the public. A lot of those things, I don't know, making money from it, you would have to have AI be charging a really high amount to be able to pull those trillions and billions, as far as like the services that it's going to provide. I think AI should definitely be funded, and these banks should definitely help out AI, especially the big banks, because if AI is to grow faster, better, every time, it's going to need funding, and you can't just stop it by limiting AI because of funding. AI needs to be funded so it can grow, so it can go to the next level, right? If people are the ones that's paying services, this and that, people are going to be late. Some money and funds are not going to be available. You're going to have to downsize. You're going to have to do all these things, and eventually these companies may go out of business, especially if the stuff they're doing is more research purposes. AI definitely needs to be funded by these big banks to help them along the way. I don't think it should stop, And that's how you're going to get the innovation and the mind-blowing technology that's going to come out of AI, and the resources that's needed to help the public grow and become even better. And these companies too.
But certainly as we go through the rest of these incredible estimates of how much capital is going to be required to build out this infrastructure to avoid seeing electricity prices to continue to go up for the public is going to require a lot of debt over time. Once that cash flow has been used up, that'll be a real sign that we're getting into the more...
He just said it. Let me give him applause. He just said it. He just said it. You need to definitely fund AI so it can grow. And it's gotta be a lot of money because these research take time. And the more money you have available, the more people you can employ, the more heads that can come together to create the next innovation in AI that will blow it out of the water. But if you limit it in funds, you're limiting the people you can hire, you're limiting the time span that you can have available for the growth of AI.
Dicey or precarious stage of that process.
If AI companies flood the market with new debt, or if interest rates stay high, investors could pull back, exposing a fragile national economy. While AI spending is booming, much of the U.S. economy isn't sharing in the gains. This spending may make the U.S. economy look healthy on the surface, but the averages may be obscuring a deeper divide.
Now, that's something else we're not going to go into at this moment, but it is what it is. That's all I wanted from this. Look, I didn't play the whole video. If you want to see the whole thing, go check it out. Links on the description. And now I put detailed information on what the description is talking about. So you can go click on it, see it, and you're good to go, right? You're good to go. You're good to go. All right, hold on real quick. Let me pin on back to me. AI is amazing, but you're going to need to fund it. You're going to need to do the research. You're going to need people who are innovative that can make this thing grow, right? Ideas. And to get those type of people, you got to have the money. I wish I had a money thing in here. Where's my... I don't see it. Do I have a cha-ching? Let me take a look. No cha-ching? Nah, I don't have a cha-ching. But, like I said, you do need AI. And we should definitely fund AI to make sure that we're getting the use out of it that we need. Come on now. AI is needed. All right? So, with that said, like, subscribe. I appreciate you. What? All right, we're about to go to the next one. Hold on.